How's it going? Welcome back to the NDD Games YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted a video about Pokemon, but I've been gradually getting back into the game after a couple of months break. I think Yu-Gi-Oh was like my main priority, so I kind of wanted to make more content, play more Yu-Gi-Oh. We had the season come back for like regionals, so yeah, regional. I've just been grinding like loads of regionals. Got a few tops, which is great, and just want to go over some Pokemon. Like it's been a while. I mean, I've already like skipped the format. I haven't really like missed that much, but a lot of people have asking me like, "Oh, how do you play Pokemon? Like, what's the best way to play it? Is it expensive?" And say like it's fairly similar to Yu-Gi-Oh, to be fair, in terms of like there's high-end meta options which cost like your liver, or there's like a budget way to play the game and still see success. So there's been two big reprints in terms of playability, and that is the two League battle decks. So we had the Single Strike Urshifu and the Rapid Strike Urshifu. Fantastic decks. I think Rapid Strike Urshifu was probably the best deck of last year. And then Single Strike has had a lot of popularity since like Psychic archetypes. So yeah, we're going to get into two big deck profiles here that have done really well recently, and show off that like budget Pokemon is a thing, and you can do really well in the game on a budget. So balling on a budget is what we call it. So the first one is the GG Tour Chill. This is from Eric. I think he got top 32 or maybe better. Let me double check. He got top 16. Sorry, top 8. Top 8. There we go. So you've got top 8 at this tournament. Big cash prize. I think Zach Lesage hosted it. Or was it Chill TCG? I think it was Chill. Yeah, Chill TCG. So this is the Rapid Strike Urshifu list. I think most of the deck is cheap. Yeah, like most of the deck's pretty cheap. Rapid Strike Urshifu's had a reprint. And he's using cards from the Fusion Strike set, the Pyukumuku. I think that's about it for the Pokemon in general. No VIP pass, which is pretty fine for this deck, but VIP pass is quite a good card at the moment. I've been messing around with it myself. But yeah, this deck, literally, I think about 90% of it is literally in the League Battle deck. So all you have to do is pick up another Urshifu VMAX and a third and fourth Urshifu Rapid Strike B, and that's pretty much it. Artillery, Remoraid, I think they're separate. I'm not too sure. I'll have to recap. But the Inteleon lineup is pretty cheap at the moment as well. I think the Inteleon spiked up quite a bit, but they've jumped back down in price since the release of Fusion Strike. So I think this is a good option. It's probably the best deck of last year, and it'll probably see success into the start of the season for Pokemon as well. Okay, next list is from Josh Sutherland, a really big player, especially online. Also, as well, this is this data I'm getting here is from PlayLimitless.com. So if you guys want to play tournaments and look at deck lists, this is the place to go. You can like grind tournaments like infinitely on this place. It's fantastic. I love it. We played actually a tournament yesterday, so if you guys want to jump into my Twitch, I'll leave a link in the description below. You guys can check me out. I play tournaments quite regularly. I try and do them like once a week for Pokemon to keep in the loop, ready for the regional in March in Liverpool. So Josh Sutherland, I think he got top 8 or top 16. Yeah, top 16 here in the late night series. Playing Zacian. I know this is a deck he's played for quite a while from what I've seen, and it's a really, really straightforward budget deck. Super easy to play, super effective. I think it's a fantastic like entry level deck for any person. It just happens this guy is absolutely cracked with this deck, and he's been carrying like most of its success. But Zacian has been a card that's been played ever since its release. It's a really good card that just like has infinite draw engine, can hit really hard, and you can use cards like Air Balloon, switch to like switching back out, back in, attack again. So it's really cool stuff you can do. It has Zamazenta, which is a really good sort of anti-meta card. It can protect you from a VMAX Pokemon, and then use Oranguru to dig for your engine and stack your deck as well with Rose and Phone. I believe this deck is literally, yeah, all low rarity. I think Zacian's like this deck's budget IRL and online as well. So it's a win-win. I think this is a perfect deck to enter the game with. If you're like serious about playing Pokemon, I think this deck is the perfect deck for entry level that allow you to compete with the other decks as well. because there's not too many fire decks in the meta. I think Victini is probably the only one. Yeah, I think Victini is literally the only one that's like seen a lot of play anyway that could like hinder this deck. It does have its issues, like I think that's obvious, but this deck is super budget, like entry level friendly, and just a really good option if you want to play this game or jump into like the scene. Next, and isn't like super budget, but I think it's a really budget option for what it brings like to the meta, and that is the single strike issue with Umbreon. So Umbreon VMAX is probably the most expensive card in this deck. I think it's about £23 last time I saw it. But I think you can probably play like this deck online. Pick up these cards pretty cheap in terms of packs. Trade up, always trade up online. It's always worth it for packs. But yeah, like I said, there's a League Battle deck that's got released. That's got 90, I'd say like 80% of these cards in it. We're seeing the Battle VIP pass here. So this is a card that like gives you an insanely good opening first turn. It can only be used as your in the first turn, but like that's the only really time you want it. To be fair, and like it's a really good consistent deck, and it hits. The reason why I specifically said this deck is because of its coverage in the meta. I think if you're trying to play this game from like no experience, like play up, I think having a deck that's solid across the meta is probably the best way to go, because you'll notice there's like triangles of like decks that beat each other in terms of like type advantage and hit for weakness, resistance, all that good stuff. So it's important to play a deck that has a lot of coverage. I think this is one of the decks that has that coverage because Umbreon hits the psychic decks, and then Ishfu can hit like the electric decks. And yeah, pretty good deck. Probably like top 5 decks right now, I'd say. But like I said, it isn't the most budget, but it's budget for like what it brings to the table and the meta itself. So I think these are just some options for you guys to like consider. If you're brand new to the game or experienced players and you're not really sure what to build, I think these are really safe picks right now, and I think that's one thing to take into consideration as well, like a good safe pick for the meta, because we're seeing a lot of new right now, and that can like shift in a big event. A lot of people could just play the Umbreon deck, and then that beats the Mew deck, right? So it's like, but then what beats the Umbreon deck is Leafeon. But then you see more Leafeon, you can see more Victini, you see more Victini, you see more like Ice Rider. So it's like a big continuous rock, paper, scissors that happens. But I think this is the safest option in terms of coverage. And then the other two as well, like have pretty good coverage as well. To be fair, I think Rapid Strike Urshifu has really good coverage against the shady dealing sort of engines. They can just like OTK out of nowhere and pick up loads of prize cards. Same with like Zacian, they can just one hit like most, I think all V's. Yeah, all V Pokemon they can like one hit, which is crazy. And then 2 hit most V Maxes, if not all of them, if you set up like an air balloon and switch. So yeah, these decks are like really good coverage, really cheap online in IRL. And yeah, so just a short, sweet video, guys. Let me know your thoughts. If there's any decks that you want me to include, or if you want to see more tournaments, more sort of like practice with these decks, go and check out my Twitch. I play Pokemon quite a bit recently, and I'd love to see you come say hi and yeah, all that good stuff. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.